Now we are back for some more. No, no, get rid of the stupid thing. No, nobody wants the stupid menu. Thank you. Alright, so Secret of Mana. We're back at it. And,
Thank you
just
very
do wall
much.
face. How come we don't understand each other? I don't know, that's a question
Everyone's back to normal.
people have been wrestling with for thousands of years, Pudding.
Welcome. What'll it be?
We already have this
Anything
stuff.
else? Come again.
I mean, if you go, yeah. Clearly, like, modern education sucks. Like, biblically, the story of the Tower of Babel isn't just about why we speak different languages. It's about why people don't understand each other. That's literally the purpose, to prevent people from understanding each other, because they were going to build a tower to the heavens. And it's like, well, we can't let that happen. Let's see. How can I tell how much this gives defense-wise? I guess I can't. 3 defense.
Welcome. What?
Got that. Got those. Do we have Cobra bracelets? How can I tell if this is better than my current gear?
Anything else? Come again.
We got power van bracelets.
Welcome. What'll it be? Anything else? Come again.
Hey, I finally figured out the interface. Woohoo!
Welcome. What'll it be? Anything else? Come again.
Well, a lot of old stories, religious or otherwise, try to deal with things like, why don't we understand each other?
I never liked talking to people.
Okay, thanks, lady. Or, you know, why certain things are the way they are. That's what all that was, is invented for, is to understand the world, to understand other people. Yeah, it's Pamela's dad. And in this case, that was the first story that came to mind.
Caught up in something sinister while
Trying to help me yet? Whatever, old lady. That was just the first story I thought of to answer the question, or like to answer how come we don't understand each other. It's like, well, people have been trying to figure that out for a long time. That's literally the Tower of Babel story. I'm sure other traditions have similar stories.
Anything else? Come again.
There's a lot of the old Judaic stories are shared common with Babylonian lineage. The flood concept, things like that. A lot of the old world stories, Greek stories, have similar parallels.
The master has been out of sorts since you left, miss. Please come back. Think of your father.
Let's go find her father. Probably worth doing.
Dad, no! I won't come back until I find Dyla.
There's that guy that, what's his name? Jordan Peterson, Dr. Peterson, that everybody loves to call like a Nazi and blah blah blah. And all he's saying is, look, we have all this cultural tradition that dates back thousands of years. Maybe we should know something about it. Like, that's my impression from just reading.
Leave me alone. I don't know anything. It wasn't me.
What? What are you freaking out for, dude? But that's like my impression from watching a couple interviews with that guy, because I was curious, like, why does everybody hate him? Turns out, no, not really everybody hates him, just our cultural superiors. Oh, and you too, apparently. Man, hatred, it's going around. It is going around.
Aha!
I mean, you're descended from people that used to go get on boats, sail like 1,000 miles to France, and kill and rape everybody they found. Like, maybe you should, well, you shouldn't do that, but maybe you should know how to be a tough guy, because culturally you should be a tough guy, Pudding. Oh, there's a change in elevation right there, isn't there? Yeah, there is. I never noticed that. Well, if something's true, why would your story change the second time you're talking about it? I don't know, Pudding. Are you tough? I guess maybe in Leif Erikson kind of way. I mean, he killed somebody when he was like 10. And then we're like, look, put this guy on a boat and let him just go find Greenland and get out of our hair. Or was it Eric the Red that killed somebody when he was 10? I don't remember. But being Scandinavian, I think you'd know like a little something about, like, you should learn in school some of the Norse traditions, and I bet you didn't. Like, that's what I would expect, given where you're from. Like, oh yes, of course you had to read like the Edda or something
Oh, this is
as part of high
horrible.
school.
Someone has taken the mana seed of water.
Oh no, not the mana seed of water.
This crime doesn't seem like the Empire's usual trickery. How strange. Someone must have snuck in and stolen the seed while Undine's barrier was weakened. You must not let that seed fall into the wrong hands. Get it back as soon as you can. Wait, I see it. The seed is in the depths of Gaia's navel.
Alright, let's go clean out the belly button. Are you gonna heal me?
Oh, this is horrible. This crime... Someone must
Nope,
have
she's
snuck...
not going to.
You must not... Wait. I...
There's an old saying, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. That seems appropriate to say right there. I don't know, it sounds like your government doesn't want you to have a culture. So, why bother? You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to have a culture, Pudding. You just have to obey. Oh, we should be training up our magic. What am I doing? Train up that magic. After we stab this guy to death. I mean, people that have no background for why things are the way they are, they're really easy to control. Because they'll believe whatever you tell them. Which is why culture is a dangerous thing. It keeps the powerful from getting what they want. Some people are like, well, why aren't men the way they used to be? Why do they not want to pay for dates or whatever? And it's like, well, we used to do that. Like, men used to. That was the normal thing, and then the cultural tradition changed. You wanted it to be... It's like, you asked for equality, so that means we're going Dutch, and you're paying for half of it. Like, people want to have their cake and eat it, too. They want to get rid of the part of tradition that restrains them, but keep the part of tradition that protects them. And that goes for every kind of tradition. Oh god, she's pining away.
Dialect this, dialect that. What's this dialect like anyway?
You wanna know? Where do I even begin? Great. Now she'll never stop.
Speaking of cultural traditions, these little meetups are a hoot.
Huh?
So, about Dialect. He's the coolest soldier in the ranks. And I don't just mean that he's good looking, though that's true. He always asks how I'm doing. One time, I tripped over a branch and he helped carry me home. I still remember that sweet tone he used when he asked if I was okay. He's so kind. Oh, but he's also very serious about his work. He'll help anyone in need. When we took a stroll outside of town to pick some wildflowers, he knew the name of every single one. He even knew what each blossom meant in the language of flowers. Crazy, right? He's so smart.
Look at the sprite's face over there. She's like dying.
Dialect tutors me sometimes, and he's always attentive, so I don't get bored by the subject matter. You should hear what his troops think of him. He never talks down to them like the other captains. Dialect listens to his men and tries to help when they have problems or concerns. He's the perfect captain of the guard. After I saw how responsible he was, I fell for him instantly. I asked him if he was tired from having to work so hard, and do you know what he said? He said, I'm happy as long as I can make everyone else happy. Can you believe it? I thought my heart was going to leap out of my chest. I knew Dialect was the only one for me. And then there was this time that...
Thanks, stay hydrated, Bob.
I don't think I've ever seen this side of you. Uh-oh, my little sprite's falling asleep. Ugh, sounds like a good idea.
Hey, I'm not finished.
I love these little cutscenes. They're the best thing about the remake here. Because before, these characters were kind of an enigma. And with those cutscenes, you get to see a little bit into them. It's awesome. Alright, peeps, let's go. Let's roll like a boss. Also, Mr. Pudding. I think this makes 3 straight weeks of streaming. Can't believe I've been consistent about it. I mean, I guess... randomly... You know, I did have, up here... like 10 lines up, it does say in my chat, like, welcome to the chat room, welcome to the chat room a couple of times. So, Twitch is probably being attacked or something again. I think somebody told me that they were getting DDoSed the other day. So it's probably happening again. Oops, wrong button. Are you level 2 in this yet? She gets one more cast. Yeah, so if anybody else is having trouble with the chat, I understand that. And I'm not, obviously, a narcissist that's going to dispute you about your own life. So, I'll take what you say as true. But, then there's different kinds of toughness, I guess, as well, you know? I don't know. That's a whole other topic of conversation that I don't think I'm really equipped to get into. Hold on. What do we need to level you up in? Gnome and Undyne both, okay.
Protect us, Gnome! Defender! Speed up! Defender!
Is there a menu option to let it remember the stuff? Personal ring, no. No. I think 4 is the tradition. Oh, hey! Hold on. Oh, cool!
Defender! Defender!
And one more cast. And then we'll pop over and heal.
Defender!
Okay, how is her skilling up going? Jeez, that is so many casts of that spell. Psychological toughness. Crazy dancer.
One night is 10 years.
I wonder if Kamela and Darla are alright.
Worried?
Yes, but I have to do my best. I just keep telling myself that.
They'll be okay.
Thanks.
Just be patient and you'll see. Your hard work won't be in vain.
Listen up. Success is a mental thing. You gotta visualize it going well or you're never gonna get anywhere.
The sprite's right.
Besides, we're gonna help you along the way. When we can, at least.
Thank you so much.
Well, what kind of boss doesn't look out for their underlings? Leave it to me.
I never agreed to be your underling. But thanks for the thought.
Tomorrow's another day. Let's get some rest.
The freaking sprite, man. I really should have named the sprite Pudding. Yes, indeed.
Come on, Undine! Freeze!
That's a pretty harsh self-appraisal. Grinding for weapon and spell XP is the worst part of this game.
Protect us, no? Defender!
Oh wow. I guess we could have took the cannon travel to get the guy as naval, but then I wouldn't have this opportunity to get the XP that I'm getting, so that seems like a bad idea. Not a whole lot to say while we're just grinding here. Ba-da, 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 bum, 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 bum. Come on, girl, get down here. Know the material. That's the best way to get a good grade. Also, get plenty of sleep before you take the test. A good night of sleep before taking a test is really pretty important. That would be my prescription. Get some rest. Then take the test. Obviously, if you do it in the other order, it won't work.
Defender!
Yeah? I know a lot about physics.
Protect us, gnome! Defender! Protect us, gnome! Defender!
But it's kind of hard to give somebody advice in general on like what to do to study material. I mean, like you're going to be doing what, basic kinematics or something? There's literally like 3 equations that you have to know.
Defender!
Oh, that's not that hard. Work is... I'm thinking of this right.
Speed up!
I mean, power is the conversion of one kind of energy into another kind of energy. Work is just a change in energy state. So if you pick something up and you lift it into the air by a certain amount of height, then that changes the potential energy. That change in potential energy is the work done to move the object.
One night.
Yeah, in fact, there's the example I gave, MGH. Because that's potential energy. Near the surface of the Earth, anyway. Power's not E over T. Power is the change in E over T. And then you can plug in whatever kind of energy, like whatever, because there's different kinds of energy. There's kinetic, there's potential, chemical, all kinds of stuff like that. Although, in basic physics, what you're studying, you would only be looking at relatively simple kinds of energy, so kinetic and potential. Yeah, because you've got the... So that E isn't really energy. Like if you go... this thing is 10 feet in the air, so MGH is blah. Then that's an energy, but that's not the power that's expended. You only get power when there's change, so something has to move first. Or actually accelerate. You can move without power being expended, but... if you want to see what the power is, you have to know what forces are acting on the object.
Healing power of Remedy!
And once you got that, it's pretty easy because it's just the change in that.
Healing power of Remedy!
Physics is much easier to explain when you know calculus, because these things are all derivatives of each other.
Remedy! Water! Remedy!
Yep, 1/2 mv squared is kinetic energy.
Water!
Most of the time.
Remedy! Water! Remedy!
She is leveling this up, right? I'm not just wasting my time here. Okay, it's working. Cool. If you're in a relativistic situation or something like that, kinetic energy can change, but you're doing what I said was kinematics. And in that world, it's 1/2 mv squared every time, all day, every day. For a point particle.
Remedy. Water. Remedy.
It's really hard to give a explanation on how to do physics without having a whiteboard that I can start drawing pictures on to help help demonstrate things.
Healing power of Unseen. Remedy.
That probably sounds like a cop-out, but it's not. You know, this game has terrible fonts on the loading screen. Look at that. Look at that terrible font. It's disgusting.
One night is 10.
Probably more important than the actual forms of the equation, although the forms are great for taking the test, is understanding what the equations mean. And that's why I mentioned the power thing, because power is a change in energy. So it's the conversion of energy from one form to another, whether that's from going from potential energy to kinetic, or like in a car, you take some kind of chemical energy. It could be from burning gasoline, could be from a battery, whatever, and you convert it to some kind of motion. That motion gets converted into other kinds of motion, and then you've got a car driving down the street. The power is what the engine is doing to move the car. Oh, here's an example that's probably close to home. You're watching this on a computer or a phone or something, and that device has a certain power draw. And that power draw, what that rating is actually the amount of energy being turned into heat. Or in the case of like a monitor or other display, being turned into light. So the power draw isn't like, oh, we're drawing X amount of wattage to do this thing. It's literally X amount of wattage is being turned into other forms of energy. It could be sound, it could be light, it could be heat. Heat's its own special concept that's more complicated than I would want to get into with anybody, even in a classroom setting. And so when you see that E in the power equation, it's not literally saying all the kinetic energy, it's saying the change in the kinetic energy, the change in the height. And pretty much all the physics problems you're going to look at, there's going to be an initial state and a final state. Assuming you're not just doing something like, this object is moving at X velocity, how much energy does it have? It was like this object was moved from point A to point B, how much work was done? Well, then you need to know the potential energies involved. You need to know the forces. And since at your level, you're not going to be doing much free body diagram drawing, I don't imagine. It's pretty much just going to be like the change in height kind of stuff for the work. So we got a new weapon, the bow. Why am I giving a physics lecture? I'm trying to play a game here, dude.
where I'll be. How to hold this bit.
There you are. The seed thieves are below. I'll handle the palace. I need you to see that. Keep your guard up.
Okay,
You don't
thanks. Shut up, Gimma. I get it. We gotta go fight that robot boss down here, right? That's one way to think of power, but that's an incomplete description.
Aha!
Let's go back to the sword. Also, thank you. Oh god, these guys look really goofy.
The water seed!
How'd you get in here? You realize we ain't letting you leave now that you found our secret hideout, right?
You brats have come to the right place. The Scorpion Army is gonna rule the world. That's us.
She's pretty chesty.
Ah, yeah.
Ha! He agrees with me.
Shut your pie hole. It was us who took your precious water seed. Now, thanks to its awesome power, we've completed our super deluxe robot. We call it Kilroy the Indomitable.
Ah, yeah.
Take him out. Kilroy, activate.
On it, boss.
Send them to their graves.
I'd rather not go to my grave, thank you.
Boss, there's an energy overload. It's out of control.
What? That can't be. Just take the seed out and use auxiliary power.
Let's gym missile him. Wow, Kilroy is nuts. He's a robot. Would water work better? Oh, I guess she's busy. There we go. Oh, I know what. Let's do a acid rain on him. Oh, we broke him. Power is also how much stronger the energy gets through time. Well, I've said it. Literally, power is the change in energy per time. Or the rate of change of energy. From a mathematical point of view, power is literally the derivative of energy. It's literally how instantaneously the amount of energy that you're measuring changes with time.
Oh, nuts. You won't get away with this.
Let's bring this back to the water palace.
Thank goodness you're safe. Even the little one's gotten a bit bigger. You make a dwarf proud.
No.
Gemma? He rushed off with the Pandoran soldiers. They mentioned something about the Empire.
Great, old man. I got stuff to do, though. See ya, but wouldn't want to be ya. Oh yeah, we got a new whip orb too.
I've been waiting. What?
Oh, we got a spear orb. Shoot, was it the spear or the javelin that we just leveled up? Oh my god, just show me this. There's the javelin, okay. I don't really like the javelin. It's got its uses. There's so many other weapons I'd rather use. Now, is this where we get up here to the water palace and we find that it's under attack? We fight the Jabberwocky. Do a little farming before then, just in case. I don't want to get into the middle of combat and have crappy weapons. Not when we can have better weapons. They're just running in place for no reason. You see that? Ladies, come on. There we go. Ladies. Splat. Farming. Farming Farmingtons and the farms that farm them. Oh yeah. A little bit weird, man. But I think that's par for the course. You wouldn't be you if you weren't being a weirdo. I love that I can flip to the classic music. That is so cool. Wow! Ladies, let it die. Except for when you were dragging me through the mire of politics. No. I mean, you're asking good questions. Things that deserve thought and reflection.
No way!
Although I'm not sure I'm the right person to ask for most of the things you ask me about.
No way!
I don't know what to talk about right now while I'm just whipping flowers to death. What do you even talk about when you're whipping flowers to death? Person, that's all you need. Okay. Well then, I'm glad I could be a person. Boy, the difference in damage output between the characters is really apparent right now. Okay, so you get... swap them around like that. Nobody else to discuss these things with. That's unfortunate. No, that's not true. Fortune probably had nothing to do with it. It's choices and decisions by other people that tend to lead us into the places we go. Not just other people, our own choices and decisions as well. Are things get attributed to fortune that are really just other people. Fortune being random chance, like if you flip a coin and lose, that's fortune. If you find yourself in the place where the outcome of a coin flip matters, that's not fortune's fault that you ended up there. That's your own fault. I wish the little meters recharged quicker for combat. I understand why they don't with the game mechanics. That doesn't mean I like it. Oh my god, dude. I cannot aim at this guy. Oh my lord! There we go, finally hit him. You know, I haven't had dropped frames, really, as a problem in a long time. I might, up my resolution on my streams a little bit. Might do that for next Sunday. Yep, okay, we're not dealing with that yet. We are not dealing with that yet. That's a boss. So for those of you on YouTube, we're gonna end this right here. Well, we will after I kill him. We're gonna end this right here. And I will see you all next time. For those of you on the stream, stay right where you're at because I'm not going anywhere, not for at least a little bit longer. Oh my god, stop showing this stupid little thing. You can't see the overlay. Oh, there's an overlay right here. And you can't see it. So I'm looking at the stream. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.